Good job. We got lost. Doctor gives you a color.
Right? We have to go halfway back in the
Sam will buy you a donut.
Eyes up. Okay. First of all, how many poles, including letter B, did your group find? 3, 5, 4, 5, 4, 2, 3, 2. Okay.
Like 1.5.
We are so in riparian buffer and the questions that we saw out there. So, thinking about the places that you visited, what were some habitat values that you saw out there? What were some things that were good at making it a good habitat? Good habitat, yes.
Water nearby.
Okay.
Wait, are we naming a trait that makes it a good habitat, or
A
what
trait that
you saw?
you saw that made it a good habitat.
Well, there was a pond over there, a really big one, so frogs and lizards or whatever could live in there, and then other people and other animals from land.
I saw some weird type of beetle. It looked like a bee, but it was a beetle. It was
A beetle that looked like a bee.
like it was huge. It was like this big. It was like black and yellow and blue.
These ladies came back and they're like, we were on a true adventure. They saw lots of cool stuff and they felt very adventurous. And you didn't get lost. That the area around for wild animals was a pretty good habitat. We saw lots of food and shelter. We also saw a lot of actual living things, which is wonderful. What about in terms of a riparian buffer and its ability to protect the nearby streams and creeks like Rock Creek and Lake Frank? On a scale from 0 being the worst to 5 being the best, rate that land that you saw today as being bad for protecting the stream or in great condition for protecting the stream. Everybody think about it and show me your numbers. I see 4s, 3s and 2s, 3s, 4s, 4s, 3s. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't see any 0s, but why didn't anybody give it up to a 5, which is meaning like perfectly perfect, or not very many people gave it 5s. What was there that made you give it a lower score than a 5? Help prevent erosion. Yes. Plants with roots, not just grass, but shrubs and trees. So to have those right next to the water would be even better. But overall, we would give this area a pretty good rating. A 3 to a 4, I'd say, was the average. Maybe a 3.5. What I want to ask you is, what really cool observations did you see out there? We talked about wildlife. Anything else that you found that was really neat, that you enjoyed observing while you're out in the forest? Yes.
Well, it ain't neat, but like over there by the pond, kind of saw some like gooey stuff, like green near the shore.
What do you think that was? Anyone got a guess what that green gooey stuff was? You get it?
Moss or algae.
Moss or algae, probably. That's pretty cool. Good observation. What other memories do you have that are really going to stick with you from your adventure in the watershed today?
Going through the forest and, well, we kind of use teamwork.
You use what?
Teamwork.
Using teamwork and just going through the forest. How often do you get to walk through the forest when you're home?
I do.
A lot? Do you get to walk through the forest a lot?
Yeah, there's a big forest.
Okay. So some people get to do that, but some people don't. So this was a great experience, right?
And there was like this weird like field with like this tall like grass. You know, in the grass is like these black pods. And like they start out bad and then they like went into like a little point. And then they had like red berries right like at the very tip. And it looked like a bird's head. And so Ella and I started freaking out because we thought like someone like killed all these birds and like stuck their head on poles. And it was really freaky because like all this fluff was on the ground and it looked like feathers.
A pod. Yeah, was that the same pod that Miss Dura was showing you? Yeah. Yeah, from the milkweed. The last thing I want to do is I want you to prove that you made it to the correct place. So we're going to review the bird names that were written on the poles. Okay. Some of you haven't gone to all these poles, but if you did, when I say the letter, read out the bird name that you heard or read. Letter post A.
Robin.
B.
Pheasant.
C.
No.